Greetings, I'm retroCombs. You may have seen my retro computing blog or my YouTube channel, but today I'm honored to tell you more about the MEGA65, a modern field programmable gate array or FPGA implementation of the never released Commodore 65 computer. Commodore designed the C65 to be the last great 8-bit computer, and although never sold, Commodore released 200 C65s during a liquidation of their assets in the early 1990s. C65s are rare and expensive and have become a thing of legend and unobtainium in the Commodore retro computing community. In 2014, the Museum of Electronic Games and Art, or MEGA, explored an FPGA implementation of the C65. The winter of that same year, they met Paul Gardner-Stephen, who was hard at work on his C64 accelerator project. Seeing similarities, they combined their talents and efforts to create a completely open source and modern version of the C65 called, you guessed it, the MEGA65. Excited users followed and contributed to the development of the MEGA65 software using a Digilent Nexus 4 FPGA development board, and at the end of November 2020, the MEGA65 team shipped developer kits to 100 lucky individuals. I was one of those 100 lucky individuals. I got it.
It's on?
It's on.
Yay!
In the spring of 2022, MEGA65 developers released the first 400 MEGA65s, marking the first time a C65 has been available since the 1990s. This modern recreation shares the same physical shape as its predecessor, while mixing legacy and modern components to create a retro computer that feels refreshingly contemporary. If you want that retro experience, you can plug a joystick or mouse into one of the two 9-pin DIN connectors for gaming or GEOS65. Insert a C64 cartridge into the user port and use the built-in C64 mode to play games. Connect a vintage monitor to the VGA port. You can insert and use a 3.5-inch floppy disk in the integrated physical drive, or connect an original floppy drive unit into the IEC port. Modern users will appreciate an internal SD card and an external micro SD card to store ROM, disk image, music, and other files. An Ethernet port is available to take your MEGA65 online, or you can use an HDMI port to connect to a modern display or television. Because the MEGA65 uses an FPGA with an expandable motherboard design, the user community can upgrade both the system software and add additional hardware. The open source nature of the MEGA65 allows users who want a dataset port, for instance, to design one and share their design with the community. Inside the MEGA65, the FPGA implements a 4502 8-bit processor running at either 1, 2, 3.5, or 40.5 megahertz, 4 SID chips, 384 kilobytes of fast RAM accessible to the VIC-4, which is backward compatible to the VIC-3 and VIC-2. It includes 8 megabytes of Hyper RAM, 32 kilobytes of color RAM, and I have to say, that's a lot of tech for an 8-bit computer. To put all of this 8-bit power at your fingertips and to program in either Basic 65 or assembly, the MEGA65 includes a modern mechanical Cherry MX keyboard with traditional Commodore keys and Commodore layout. The top of the keys are double-shot injection molded with PETSCII characters and color labels printed on the front of keys. I call this the best keyboard found on any Commodore computer. And here's a small list of what you can do right now with the MEGA65. Operate in Commodore 64 mode to play games or program in BASIC. Develop cores to emulate other Commodore systems such as a C64, Plus4, C128, or even an Amiga. Develop cores to emulate non-Commodore computers such as a Game Boy.
Look what we got here!
There's actually a Game Boy Color core.
Or ZX Spectrum.
We have a new core available. On the slot 2 we have a ZX Uno test one and I boot this one up.
Play MEGA65 specific games and demos such as Hibernated 1, Director's Cut, Showdown, Turrican, Tutter, Geek Slide, or Musical Balls. Get productive with a MEGA65 version of GEOS. Or chill or jam to some mod files using the mod player. That's just a taste of what you can do with the MEGA65. There's so much more you can do right now, and there's more to come as developers continue to get their hands on this wonderful computer. I hope this video has piqued your MEGA65 interest. If so, there's an entire community of users and developers waiting and ready to answer your questions. Join the community of owners, developers, and enthusiasts by visiting www.mega65.org. Link is in the video description below. If you're watching from the MEGA65 webpage, check out the top of the page. There you'll find links to the MEGA65 Discord, GitHub repository, and Forum 64 discussions. The page also includes information to order and reserve your very own MEGA65. Oh, and be sure to check out my own MEGA65 resource page at retrocombs.com/MEGA65, where I've included all my MEGA65 content and a list of additional websites to get you started. I can't wait to see you in the MEGA65 Discord. Be sure to tag me using retrocombs to let me know that you have joined. At this time, retrocombs out.